were building our own black institutions. We had housing programs, finance programs, and we worked to get elected the first black senator in our state. We also worked with our brown brothers, the Mexicans, to do the same thing. And still there was the problem of racism and oppression. In our community, the police were all white, and almost all of them racist. There were cases. There was a case of a young man named Bell, who had been stopped by the police, and they started to beat him up. And he ran away. And he was climbing a fence. And the police shot him 10 times in the back. And so there were a lot of demonstrations. But those in my cell worked with the victims. We would go to the courts with them. And the racist judges, when sentencing, would look out the window and say, how many birds are there out there? And they count the birds and say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the judge would say, 5 years in jail. That's the way things work. So we stood up. Early in 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. came to our community. And he was campaigning for Hubert Humphrey, who was running for president that year. Dr. King led us in nonviolence. But he became more talking about revolution. And it became more in terms of justice for the workers. 3 nights before he was assassinated, we Black Panthers were planning to take over a car factory in our city. We were locking and loading our guns and planning with the workers in the car factory to take over the factory, but to do it non-violently, and to hold the factory hostage until the capitalist corporation agreed to give black people more jobs. This huge car factory of thousands of workers, almost all the workers were black, were white, almost all. And it was in our neighborhood. When Dr. King was assassinated, we saw the military state come into our city and suppress everything. We couldn't leave our homes. Things began to get worse. Throughout the United States, 20 Black Panthers were murdered by the police.
Στις ΗΠΑ εκείνες τις μέρες 20 μαύροι πάντες δολοφονήθηκαν από την αστυνομία.
In Chicago, a friend of mine, Fred Hampton,
Στο Σικάγο ένας φίλος μου, ο Φρεντ Χάμπτον,
was shot 9 times in his bed.
χειροβολήθηκε 9 φορές στο κρεβάτι.
This brought a lot of anger.
Αυτό έφερε μεγάλο θυμό.
And people broadly, black and white,
Και σε μεγάλη έκταση οι άνθρωποι λευκοί και μαύροι
began to support the Panther movement more.
άρχισαν να υποστηρίζουν περισσότερο το κίνημα των Πανθήρων.
Things didn't change a lot.
Τα πράγματα δεν άλλαξαν πολύ.
And came the second phase.
Και ήρθε η δεύτερη φάση.
The second phase was more 1971 to 75.
Ήταν γενικά το 1975.